Okay, so this looks a little rough and rugged, but basically this is a 6x6 area that is going to grow some corn. So it's a raised bed. I put it together just now. Have some old fencing that we're not going to really use. Cardboard's here to basically suppress the weeds. This box here, the wettest one, has been here before. This other stuff is new. Basically, we're just trying to kill the weeds off. And then a little bit later on, I'll throw some compost down, which I actually have some compost right up there, but it's not enough to fill this thing in. You need a lot. And basically, it's going to fill up this bed, which is about 6 inches deep, 5 to 6 inches deep, I guess. And it's a 6x6. So I'm going to be raising some sugar baby corn in this, and it should give us definitely enough corn, I think. This corn is, corn has to be pollinized by the wind, and so we will be able to grow quite a bit here. Definitely at least over 40 individual plants easily. So I have to do the math. I did the math on something a little bit smaller, so I know that it's more than 40. I just have to do the math on this. I'm going to put some of the kids' toys here on top of this looser stuff so that it doesn't blow away. Once it gets wet like that, it's not going to go anywhere. But yeah, so this is a very sunny spot, which is where corn loves to grow. There's just tons of sun right here all the time. So this is, we're starting our garden already. And if you guys remember, that nasty paneling that was on the side of the, or inside the house is right there. I got to break it down and have it thrown away and hauled off. But for now, it's outside. But anyhow, this is the start of our garden. So this is a big spot. This is actually much bigger. If you look back over here, this is our other garden area. It looks nasty, to be honest with you. But once we actually come through, it's got some of the kids' toys in it, as you can see. It's got flip-flops everywhere. But once we actually go through and finish everything, it's going to look completely different. I think Noe will like this. Once I clean this up, through here, it'd be a wide enough path to get in and out of here. There's a gate up there, so... but this is the start of it. So I think she'll be quite happy. I try to make sure that every piece of grass was covered. So when you're using cardboard, it's hard because there's gaps and cuts. So I had to interlace boxes underneath it. So I had to cut some of these tabs off and put them underneath. But basically, every area should be covered where there's no grass. Again, once I dump some Tagro in here, it will fill this entire bed up. And Tagro is our city compost thing. So you basically can get as much Tagro as you want as long as you have a way of getting it here. And this is a good spot because logistically it's very close to the gate. I probably will get a wheelbarrow this year because it's just easier to move stuff around, or borrow one. I think the neighbor has one. But yeah, corn likes stuff like this. So I'm going to fill this thing up full of dirt, put some fertilizer obviously in there. We have some fish fertilizer. Corn likes nitrogen. So this is the start of that. So it took me a while because I had to go through. You can see the kids, they did a little artwork on this before. But I had to go through and take out all the tape and everything else on these boxes to make sure that they were as clean as possible. That paper there is just paper, but there's cardboard underneath. It's pretty thin, so it will break through. Hopefully it will last until I plant the corn, which will be actually in April. So there'll be a lot more rain that will be coming, and that should break this down to where it's like this. This is perfect, actually. This, I can basically punch a hole through it. That's where you want it to get to. Enough rain will make that happen. And also, underneath, I had this box sitting here because I wanted to use the space. Anything I can do to actually have less yard to maintain is good. So I had that box laying there, which was the trampoline box. I had it laying there because I wanted to use the space, and now finally I'm able to. And so, yeah. But anyhow, that is pretty much going to be our sweet corn. This is where we're going to place it. So hopefully soon you'll see this progress over time. All right. Well, until next time, I will see you. Take care.